So I guess I got another video today. Man, I'll tell you, I get discriminated on all the time because I dress like a bum. You guys can see me. I don't want to dress nice. You guys see how I am. I fucking am breaking down washers, calling junk men, working on cars. I mean, it sucks though. You never ever get treated like good, ever. Like, so here's, check out this. Here's the story. I took my motorcycle. I get treated so much better on the motorcycle. I took my motorcycle to Petco. I've been looking for a fish for this tank that I got, and that it's all set up and running. I don't use it. And so I go to Petco on the west side yesterday, and the fucking shit was just horrible. All the fish had Icomyca. I don't know the long term, but it's white specks all over. But so I have to buy it and then medicate it. And then so I'm like, okay, whatever. So I go to this Petco today on the east side. I just zip over there. I just was there on my motorcycle. And I'm like, do you have any Oscars? Because that's what I want. I want an Oscar, okay? Man, I'm never going to make this light. I never make them lately. And so they're like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And then the girl's like, go check out the one they just brought in. They just had one surrendered because it couldn't find a home for it. And it's huge and beautiful and in great shape. And I'm going to get it right now. But I said, I'll take it. They said, how much? $25. I said, I'll take it. And, man, they're like, dude, they gave me the 4th degree about, like, asking me questions and worried about if the fish is going to live and blah, blah, blah. And I just wonder all the time, like, if I wasn't wearing this outfit of, like, used clothes, if I was in a suit and tie, would I be treated like that? No fucking way would I. No way. Because I used to be, when I was in sales, I always had a suit and tie on. You get treated so much better. You wouldn't even believe it. You can say whatever the fuck you want to me. I'm telling you. You get treated so much better in a formal suit and tie than you do fucking, Christ, I was a TV salesman for a while, and I had to wear a suit and tie, and then I was wearing a suit and tie when I was selling motorcycles and cars, and man, people just, they have so much fucking, people are so judgmental, it's unreal. It'll never change either. Never. And every fucking thing too, you know, you watch is that all these rich guys dress just like me, okay? I got money. I'm not like wealthy or anything, but I'm certainly not a bum. But I feel like one all the time. They like rolled their eyes at me when I said I had 4 fish tanks and stuff, and I showed them the pictures. And they couldn't believe it, you know, and then they saw me I said, I'll have to go home and get a 5-gallon bucket to come back for the fish, you know? Because I'm on my motorcycle, and then I seen the girls looking out the window like, that's your bike? Yeah. So be careful who you judge, like. I'm sure I'm guilty of it too. But I get it a lot more than most people because I'm always in sweatpants and shit. Like, I just wanted to get out of the house. It's so easy to ride a motorcycle in sweatpants. I don't want to wear jeans. Do you have any idea what it feels like to have the jeans up your ass when you're trying to ride a bike? Fuck that shit. Sweatpants, etnies, and just any t-shirt I can throw on. I'm just riding, you know? Anyway, that was a whole story about nothing. Anyway, I'm going back there with my bucket. And then I started rattling off, you know, I'm like, listen, I've had my Piranha's 13 years, my Piranha's this old, I had a, before this, I had an Oscar that died at 17 years old. I know exactly how old this one is. I'm like, this one's probably 6 years. You can tell by, you know, they grow a couple inches the first year and they go inch a year after that. And I know way more than them about pH levels the tank and the fish are supposed to be at, and temperatures and so. But right away I was judged instantly, you know. They were staring at me. I had my backpack on too when I walked in. The only one that didn't judge me was a heavier girl in the back that was working with the fish tanks. It's like she knew right away that I was normal. It's like the outcast, like we're all outcasts, you know? She was like an outcast, like I am. So she was non-judgmental at all. It's crazy. And then because I pulled in the parking lot, I'm like, how come nobody shops here? And I'm starting to realize it's because of how they are. It's like that everywhere I go. Like every pet store I go to is like that. They're so particular and they try to control who gets. Like, listen, you're in the business of selling stuff. At the end of the day, you sell stuff. Like, I'm sorry, but this isn't like you get to pick and choose who comes in to get this or that or whatever, you know? Because they were looking at me all strange, the people from up front, and they were kind of following me around. I'm like, do you want me to set my backpack down? I have a $600 camera in it, and I don't want to leave it on my motorcycle. And then all of a sudden, it was all different once they found out I had a $600 camera and I had a nice motorcycle. And next thing you know, I'm not just some fucking bum with a backpack, you know. And then it was all, oh, no problem. We can do this for you. Yeah, check this out. Yeah. Is there anything else you need? You know what I mean? That's okay, but like with vehicles, I knew that right away. When I used to sell, the people that would buy my vehicles that day were always dressed like me. Always. The owner of my shop dressed like me too. Everybody dressed like a bum. Everybody in Vegas that had money like me, you could tell right away, like, they were the same people that were dressed like me in sweatpants. These old guys in their ripped t-shirts and stuff were the only ones that you didn't need. You'd ask them if they needed to run a finance or something, and they just plop down the credit card or debit card and pay, you know, $15,000 without even getting financed at all. Just swipe the card. And they probably had millions, you know. And even though everybody knows that, it's still everybody's. I'm just saying, I don't blame people for being like weary when somebody comes in their store with a backpack. Don't get me wrong. Make a sign, say put your backpack here and or whatever. But man, you lose out on so much business when you kind of look down on people that don't have like really nice clothes on and stuff. And I think that's why these pet stores are all failing. They make it almost impossible. And they treat their fish like shit. Like I told you, they had nothing but ick in their tank, which is deadly. And they weren't even taking care of it. And they're the ones that are judging people. It's and there is not a single car in this parking lot. We're going right now. I don't know why I recorded this much video. So it got put in a bag, so there's not much to see here on the ride home. So I'll give you some footage of Green Bay. I'll turn my camera around. I got footage of it in the pet store there that you've already seen probably. And this is the drive home. Because my buddy Wally just said he was binge watching my videos because he said it's peaceful because when I talk, he knows me. And I get a lot of that, where my buddies really like my videos. Because it's like they get to spend time with me because it's hard with all our lives the way they are to spend time together. So I enjoy that. If it gives them happiness, that's more than I expect out of a video, you know? Because not it's like he told me, he's like, I can really tell that it's good for your soul or you're using it as therapy, because when they know me, they can tell just by the sound of my voice if I'm happy or I guess I don't have to explain that. I'm special. I'm a special type of person, you know, like special. Where I feel like I gotta explain things. Like things shock me. Like, oh my God, you can tell how I feel by the video and stuff. And it's like, yeah, Switch. It's not that complicated. Life's not that big of a deal. And I make everything such a big ordeal, you know? Like when I have problems, they're like inescapable. They're just huge. And then when and good things are really good, I'm high on life. And then when I'm down, I'm so low because of bipolar. I haven't heard from my dad today, which is okay because I wouldn't be where I am getting this fish. I almost feel like the fish was given to me by a higher power. Okay, I literally went to look for this exact fish, to buy one and grow it, because I had one previously that passed away after 17 years. My dad took care of it for like 5 years when I was traveling, and then it's waited till I got back and survived for another year and a half or something, but it was really old, you know. But I really love fish. I think you know that if you watch my videos, and I always take care of them. So obviously the water temperature was the major thing. They have the exact same temperature, so because they had no I have no what do you call it either right now. I gotta put one in, a heater, and they didn't have a heater either, so we're both in the same climate, the same type of air conditioning controlled, so 70 degrees. So that's the most important thing when you're obviously I got a lot of oxygen in the water and stuff I'm pumping in, so everything's gonna be all right when I get home. You're gonna see it. I always forget that you're gonna see it after I do it, so so I'll talk about it and then you're just gonna see it anyway. Drivers are horrible, man. Lately on my motorcycle they've been running red lights, and like, you know, I'll go out in traffic. I'm learning that it's just, you know, better. Sometimes everybody runs red lights now, and it's not just the first car, it's two cars usually, which is crazy. That's changed over the years. When you're riding motorcycles and mopeds, you can realize the change in traffic. It's like everybody runs red lights now. And not only do they run them, the second guy behind them runs them too. Like people run them now. They used to just try to squeak through the yellow, or if the yellow turns red, you'd have to watch for somebody. Now you'll get two come through red. I had 2 or 3 yesterday come through red, and I was sitting out in the intersection on my motorcycle waiting to turn. So every time they come through, one almost hit me. I think it was the third one, because it's already been red for 3 seconds. Like, let me turn. People are in such a rush now, it's crazy. They always were, but now it's just, you better watch out, you could get killed. Look at that guy. Did you see that? He's about to turn right in front of me. That's what I'm saying. People are just... And I'm one of the only people that enjoys the ride. I don't know. I don't mind the ride at all. I got my little air conditioner on. I'll talk to my camera. I'll listen to my little AM FM radio. Like, I'll listen to talk radio. And I switch between Democrat and Republican talk radio. They're both crazy. They're both nuts. They're both saying the other side is going to ruin the world. It's hilarious. There's nobody on radio that's like in the middle. Like, look at the facts, look at something, and just come up with a reasonable answer. Our society's so cooked. I don't know if there ever used to be. I don't know when the polls shifted so far left and right. I don't know. It happened. I don't know when. It's been going on for a long time, but I mean, the polls have completely shifted to one side. You're either north or south. There's no meeting in like a position where it's like, let's just look at the facts and let's have society's never going to get better. I don't know, maybe they don't want it that way. I almost refuse to believe that there's a huge conspiracy, because I think it's just greed. I think greed makes everything go the way it goes. I don't think there's like a huge conspiracy. Like, people think there's this huge conspiracy with politicians to like have both sides fight each other, and like that there's this huge cabal and they all come up with these big plans. I mean, don't even think it takes that much coordination. I think it's just greed. It's greed, and everybody knows that violence and saying something like that is going to sell. Nobody, people will listen. Like if you say they won't be happy until our boys are girls, and like that stuff is going to sell, and people are going to watch it. I don't think you really need to come up with a whole game plan. I don't think you need a whole game plan to get people to turn on each other. I think it's just natural. They're just going with like what sells: sex, violence, and then they're gonna use that, and they're gonna follow the playbook. I don't think it has anything to do with like these guys all meeting. It doesn't take 200 people to meet in a garage somewhere without their phones and safe, no tracking government facility, and come up with a huge plan. They know people are so easy to fool that if all you got to do is say the Democrats are going to turn your boys into girls, and then all the Democrats have to say is this is fascism. They won't be happy till you're under our surveillance, and I mean they don't need to come up with a plan. It's that simple to radicalize and weaponize. People are real simple. If you watch any of these YouTubes and stuff, or watch these drivers out in public, or just people watch, you can tell that they're easily persuaded, and they're crazy. 80, 50, I don't know, 70% of Americans are, out of every 3 people you meet, you can tell me right now 2 out of the 3 are whacked out. You know? 2 out of every 3 people you meet are whacked out. You just talk to them for a little bit, and they're completely conspiracy oriented or nuts. Or you could find a person out of a handful of people that has like reasonable moral values and uses common sense. It's almost impossible nowadays. So, what's it really take to radicalize people? Nothing. Nothing. They've radicalized politics so bad now that people are going to be shooting each other at the election booths in 2 years. I wonder who they're going to put up for president. I wonder if they're really going to try to put. There's been a lot of talk that they're trying to. The Democrats are trying to see if Biden Jr., his boy, is going to garner enough attention that maybe he's got a chance. I'm not even against him. It's crazy as it sounds, and I hated the guy from the news with his laptop and smoking meth. But the more you think about it, and I'm not a Democrat, I'm just saying for their side. At least with him, it's they're going to have like if they try bringing out Kamala, they're going to lose. There's no chance. At least with him, like Trump had a bunch of controversy and won. Controversy sometimes is good because it garners a lot of attention, and if you want to become president, you have to have you're going to come under scrutiny, and he's already gotten his he's already went through the political whirlwind and kind of came out on the other side, if you ask me. Do I want a drug addict running the country? No, but that was a drug addict. But it's to the point where you almost can relate to the guy. You can almost relate to the guy if you were in his shoes. Obviously, don't beat women, don't smoke meth and put it all over the internet and take advantage of women and baby mamas. And listen, no, don't do that. Do I believe that all these women were with them and having kids with them because they weren't getting gifts and money and under the table stuff and free drugs? And do you think there isn't 2 sides to that story? Of course there is. They just don't want to tell you the other side, that these women loved it. Of course they loved it, or they wouldn't be having children with them and they wouldn't be making such a scene. Obviously they had fun. So there's always 2 sides to the token. So if he really got sober and he's seen a lot of the world, he's seen how politics run, I don't see why it's such a bad idea for them not to try him. I'm not saying I'm voting for him. I told you I'm not voting. And then on the Republican side, who are you going to bring out? I know Don Jr. probably don't stand a chance. He's hard to like. Donnie Jr. is really hard to like, and I think people are going to be sick of Trump's politics. So the Republicans got to come up with somebody are they going to choose? That's I'm wondering. That's the big question. They always go too conservative and then they don't get enough of the vote. They need to come up with some crazy idea like the Democrats are going to come up with. The Democrats, I have a funny feeling, are going to push Joe Biden's kid out there. And I think that the Republicans are going to have to do something similar. They're going to have to come up with a radical decision, you know, if they want to win the next election, because it's going to take radical change, or at least the promise of radical change. I don't think people are going to vote for the same thing anymore. They're going to vote something radical. Because they just sick of seeing the lies. Anyway, I'll show you me putting them in the tank. So it took them a half hour to bag this fish up. I'm going to try not to break anything. I told them they don't have to put it in a plastic bag, but of course they wouldn't take no for an answer. And they dang near hurt the guy more than they did. I'm hoping that they didn't put too much water and I can just dump them in. Oh, that's a lot of water, right? I'm just going to put them in by hand. Yep. He's strong and slimy. My God, it's getting water all over everything. Well, now I know what their struggle is all about. Now I gotta wash the TV. Not too bad. So there you have it. That went about as smooth as it possibly could have went, I think. I hope he's all right. A little sideways. Little upset. Can't blame him for that. $30. A fish this size is usually $500. I know, because I was just at the fish store. That's how much they cost for one this size. Because you can't tell the size of this tank, but it's 40 gallons. 40 some, 50 gallon. 40. It's a large tank. And I'll have to upgrade him to a bigger tank. But this is like, I'll put the perch in here and then put him in a 55. But just for now, it's my. It's really clean. All the numbers and everything are good. So quick update before I make the video. Everything went good. I got a heater slowly heating it up because the water was too cold for him at the start. So I'll slowly raise the temperature up to 78 degrees, 76. Happy. She named him Ollie. Ollie the Oscar.
What? I said the rain's picked up. Has it?
He's huge, by the way, or she.
Hey, sorry, your pro shop's gonna have one of these.